Yes, what's up? Yeah, come on. I.O.W. Sports Network, late night edition. Let's go. Come on.
We about to raise the bar. Wild card mar. Everybody grab a seat, cause you know we about to spark. Late night sports talk. Modelo Le Cigar. Man, you don't wanna start. Wild card mar. We about to raise the bar. Wild card mar. Everybody grab a seat, cause you know we about to spark. Late night sports talk. Modelo Le Cigar. Man, you don't wanna start. Wild card mar. Hey. L Boogie with the hot flame, ashtray full of top names, little tree for your membrane. This the 9 hour time frame. I just snatched up a 6-pack, got my hands on a lid pack, whipping up a little batch of snacks. Yeah, man, I think I'm all set. Late night, can't sleep. Go ahead and just tap in. Better grab you a cold one, and we about to get some laps in. Wild card on the microphone, he'll hit you with a couple flurries. Y'all need to just strap in for some entertainment sports commentary. We about to raise the bar. Wild card bar. Everybody grab a seat, cause you know we about to spark. Late night sports talk. Modelo Le Cigar. Man, you don't wanna start. Wild card bar. We about to raise the bar. Wild card bar. Everybody grab a seat, cause you know we about to spark. Late night sports talk. Modelo Le Cigar. Man, you don't wanna start. Wild card bar. Hey. Wild card bar. Wild card mar, I.O.W. late night sports. Wild card mar, wild card mar, I.O.W. late night sports. Wild card mar, wild card mar, I.O.W. late night sports. Wild card mar, wild card mar, I.O.W. late night sports. Hey.
Give me a second, let me light up real quick. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, people of all ages, welcome to the I.O.W. Sports Late Night Hour Edition, hosted by Mr. Modelo himself. You already know the name by now. You know what I'm saying? Wild Card Mar. You already know the vibe. Pull up, let's go.
We about to raise the bar. Wild card mar.
Yeah. What's up? What's up? How's everybody doing? Yeah, here we are, Tuesday evening, with another episode of I.O.W. Sports Late Night Hour Edition with your boy Wildcard Ma. Episode 235. 235, yes, 235. We racking them up. And as always, big shout out to my player pimp, kinfolk, brother from another mother. I call him 40 Water. Y'all call him Silent Hill TDS. With that blazing intro. And as always, go on over to YouTube. Type in Hitchhikers. Go show 40 Water some love on his page. And of course, while you're over there, y'all know the deal. Catch us on all our social media platforms on I.O.W. Sports Network on YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram. I.O.W. Sports 1 on Twitter. That's all our addresses to all our social media platforms. Definitely make sure you like, share, subscribe. Hit that bell notification on the YouTube page. Join the Facebook page because it is geared for y'all. The viewers, the listeners of the show. I.O.W. Sports Network, the Facebook page, gives you a chance. Give your sports takes. Give you a chance. Drop your funny sports memes. Gives you a chance. If you got content, you got a podcast, sports podcast, let people know of the content that you got. Share. If you got a small business, hey, give a link to your website. Let people know that you exist and the goods and services that you can provide. You never know what can happen on Facebook. A lot of people buy shit on Facebook. I bought a lot of shit on Facebook. These frames, I got on Facebook. This t-shirt, I got on Facebook. A lot of shit I got on Facebook. But then, of course, you can always go get some merch on the Facebook page. Scroll up to the top of the Facebook page, I.O.W. Sports Network. You'll see my face rocking some J. Edward collection. That t-shirt company is Detroit Males T-shirt Company. So naturally provides all the merch for I.O.W. Sports. But one thing you can't get off that link sitting on my bucket is the I.O.W. Sports Snapback, but you got to hit the Cash App. $, boom, I.O.W. Sports Network. That's the Cash App address. $30. Give us a physical address, and in return, you get the very exclusive I.O.W. Sports Snapback. Gotta hit the snapback, gotta hit the Cash App. All right, now that we got all the plug-in out the way, let's see who's in the comments, who's in the building with us. Yeah, yo. MJ is in the building. Yo. Yeah, Judge hit number 60, stanked and walked it off with a grand slam. Man, you still on my thunder, man. I was going to actually amp it up. I know you amped up. Man, what's going on, Tim? How you doing? He said, I'm going off that, off that fire as fuck strain. Oh my God, fire as fuck. Hey, I believe you, dog. You already know I'm rolled up. I'm waiting till we hit the proper time of the show where I'll spark up. Because, I'm already feeling kind of nice anyway. My safe word is pineapple juice. Pineapple juice. What's up, Ann? How you doing, brother? As always, y'all know the deal. I got the tall boy today. Yeah. I mean, I got to work tomorrow, but not till the afternoon. But I got the tall boy today. That means that's the sound of champion. That's the sound of champions. Yeah. I know. They need to go ahead and with the sponsor tip. Come on. They know the deal. But look, as Matt already didn't kind of ruin it for me, my top plays of the day. That bad man, Aaron Judge, hit number 60. It looked a little something like this. He did it, y'all. He hit number 60. And it sounded a little something like this inside the stadium. Number 60. Aaron Judge is on fire. But like Matt alluded to, it gets better, Yankees fans. It gets better. When one heavy hitter gets number 60, well, the other big bat in the lineup, well, he got to send you home. And bye-bye. And it's a walk-off.
50th home run. Now the Yankees are trying to win the game. That one's drilled to left field. Is it high enough? See ya! A walk-off grand slam, and the Yankees win. Judge hit 60, and the Yankees win in walk-off fashion.
Now that, my friend, is one hell of a night. Oh, what a night. Yankees fans, rejoice. Rejoice, Yankees fans. One hell of a night. First, your boy, Aaron Judge, hits number 60, number 60. And then Giancarlo Stanton walks it off with a grand slam walk-off home run. I mean, does it get any better than that? I need people to understand that when you hit 60 home runs, it still matters. It's still a great achievement. And as you saw the clip, Michael K says, move over Babe Ruth because Aaron Judge is doing things in Yankees franchise history that passing Babe Ruth numbers. I mean, you just know it is something special. If you knew Judge was up, just walk him. The pitcher will always remember that moment. Hey, Judge is gonna always remember that moment. I mean, look, you hate you absolutely would hate to be that pitcher to give up that monumental home run. You don't want that on your record. You don't want that. But I was watching PTI today, pardon the interruption, on ESPN. And Tony Kornheiser brought up a interesting statement, and after I got to thinking about it and I had some time to marinate on it, it bodes to how important and how spectacular what Aaron Judge is doing. Because when you hit 60 home runs, or you start hitting to that level of home runs in the season, it's been synonymous with players that have been what? Called cheaters, called people who took advantage of the steroids in the steroids era. Obviously, you think of Mark McGwire, who's hit home runs in the 60-plus plateau, been linked to performance-enhancing drugs. You think of Sammy Sosa, that has hit 60-plus home run plateau area. He's been linked to performance-enhancing drugs. Barry Bonds is in the 60-plus home run in season club. He's been linked to performance-enhancing drugs. And so when you look at what Aaron Judge is doing right now in 2022, hitting 60-plus home runs, which he will eventually have plus, because there's there's some time left in the season. There's a few games left. Correct me if I'm wrong, man. I think there's at least 11, 12 games left in the season. So don't be surprised if he hits a few more home runs. So it will be 60 plus. But you obviously you look at what Aaron Judge is doing, and you can't help but to be astonished. Like, I mean, there's almost a week left of games. Yeah, because today's the 20th. Season ends. When does season end? The season ends October 5th. So you're talking about another week and a half of some games. But my main point is this. You think of Bonds, McGwire, Sosa, who have hit that 60-plus home run plateau in the season, all linked to performance-enhancing drugs, and not an inkling, not a word, not any type of noise at all about Aaron Judge being linked to performance-enhancing drugs. And to me, that adds to the mystique of the season that he's having. Because you have to look at the grand scheme of things, is this man is literally just pure baseball player. He's built like a defensive lineman. How tall is Aaron Judge? Matt, 6'6", 6'7"? Probably hitting about 250 pounds. He's a man's man. And just him hitting 60 home runs, and I don't care what they say, you got to have good eye-hand coordination to be proficient at hitting a baseball. You just have to. And so the fact that he is doing this and doing this purely 6'7", 280. That's a lot of dude. So 6'7", 280, just being a 6'7", 280 hitting machine, hitting for power, hitting for average. 60 home runs, you can't sniff at that achievement, y'all. You can't blink your eye or bat your eye at it and act like it's just always just a regular old thing. No, not everybody's hitting 60 home runs. Ever since the steroid era has been vanished, there ain't nobody, people ain't hitting 60 home runs like that no more. They're not doing that no more. That's not a regular occurrence no more. And thank you, Matt. Thank you. This adds to the mystique of what Aaron Judge is doing. I mean, not only is the man just hit number 60, and he's doing it by being just a 6'7", 280 power hitting machine, but he's leading all Triple Crown categories. Do y'all know how hard it is to get a Triple Crown? I mean, it's so damn hard. The list of hitting a Triple Crown is it don't happen that often. It does not happen that often. You're talking about leading the whole major leagues in home run, leading the majors in RBIs, run batted in, leading the majors in hits. Do you know how hard that feat is? That feat is so damn hard. Miguel Cabrera was the last guy to do it in 2012. But before that, you're talking about something that hasn't been achieved in almost 60 years. Being a Triple Crown winner is nothing to sneeze at. And that brings up another great point, Anthony. You hit it right on the head. Judge is writing his own check. The New York Yankees can't cash. I disagree with you on that back end of the statement. The New York Yankees, they can cash it. Yankees are all synonymous with making sure that they spend some money now. But at what cost? What price? As we talk about Lamar Jackson in NFL, and he's pretty much writing his own check to his next contract, that the Baltimore Ravens are going to have to pony up some money. They're going to have to pony up some money. It's the same situation right here. I know they had the little arbitration early in April. They took care of that situation for this year. But Aaron Judge, Triple Crown winner, potentially, 60 home run guy, is going to have over 130 RBIs, probably more closer to 140 by the time the season's done. If Aaron Judge messes around and gets the Triple Crown after having the season that he is having, it's going to be a huge price tag. And yes, the Yankees can't afford it. But there will be other suitors. There will be other franchises that say, hey, we'll go penny for penny with the Yankees to a certain degree. To me, it literally goes down to what price Aaron Judge is looking for. Because in my opinion, you might as well just give the man a blank check and let him write his own amount, because he deserves every penny. And this goes to the grander scheme of the MVP talk. I agree with you right there, Ant. You always get it done early. If you're the franchise, you get it done early. If you're the player, you wait. Franchise, get it done early so it don't cost you and break the bank, and you can still build a team. Player, you wait to the end so you can maximize on your money. I'd offer 8 years, 320. What's the yearly average on that, Matt? 320 over 8 years. What's the average on that? Let me see. Woo! Oh, he worth it. Fully guaranteed? Hell yeah. No trade costs? Hell yeah. Play options? Give it to him. 8 years, 320, 40 million a year. Why not? Y'all was paying A-Rod that. You paid Jeter that. Yankees always paid their superstars. This is your superstar. This is your cornerstone piece. The Yankees have always paid their cornerstone pieces. Pay them. Pay them. 40 million a year. Come on. I don't see the issue with that. I don't see the issue with that at all. But what you don't do, you make sure. You make damn sure. Hal Steinbrenner, is it Hal? Matt, Hal Steinbrenner, the son that's running the team? Or Hank? I can't remember. One of them Steinbrenners. R.I.P. George. But who's ever the Brian Cashman, I think you still GM. You make sure Aaron Judge don't walk out the door. Matter of fact, when the season is over, you get it done. That's a good point. They even gave A-Rod money. They gave Jeter money when they were older. And Aaron Judge is what, 26? 25? Correct me if I'm wrong. Still probably not even the peak of his prime. That's the scary part. If this man is hitting 60 home runs, potentially the Triple Crown winner, and he ain't even at the peak. He's not at the peak of his prime. This is your cornerstone piece. This is your piece that takes you from 2022 to the next decade. Ant. Oh my. That's a heavy price tag. 460 over 10. Hey, that's not a bad idea neither. You lock him up. You lock him up for your next 10 years. That's not a bad idea, especially for an MVP. And it's potentially a Triple Crown winner. And let's not forget, didn't Aaron Judge win Rookie of the Year? His rookie year? I mean, this is really something that we really don't see on a regular basis coming out of baseball world. Well, I should say you do get your stars, your young stars, and they ball out. You know, they make a name for themselves. Okay. Aaron Judge is 30. Okay, he's 30. But man, yeah, Rookie of the Year, 4-time All-Star, Home Run Derby champ, 2-time Silver Slugger. I don't know, man. Okay. So Hank passed away. Hal is running the franchise with his sister and brother-in-law. Okay. Yeah, Judge is 30. Okay. But still, 30 in baseball, still relatively young. You can play baseball till, I mean, there's cats playing in the early 40s. Some played to 42, 43. So you can literally, I mean, look at Albert Pujols, which, by the way, is getting closer to 700 career home runs at 42. Let's hope he gets it done. I think he gets it done before the season's over. 15 games left. He should probably get it done. But I don't know, Matt. 460 over 10 and 320 over 8. I mean, you're really talking about a difference of $6 million a year for a couple more years. I don't, it depends on what Aaron Judge wants. So I'm not gonna say that it won't happen. Yeah, obviously, we got to see what happens. But if I'm Hal, make sure you get it done immediately once the season is over. Once the postseason is over, whenever you guys are finished, whether it's AODS, ALCS, or if you win the World Series, after you get it done, go ahead, pay the man, keep him in the building. You don't let him you don't even let him sniff free agency. You don't even let him have an idea of what free agency would look like. No. Hey, Aaron, yeah, season's done. Here's the contract. This is where we at. Go ahead and rebuttal if you feel need to. But you don't let guys like this walk out your building. You don't. The only time guys like this walk out your building is obviously if you just can't afford it. That's not the Yankees' case. That's not the Yankees' case. They can afford anybody. Yeah, and that's one team that I'm worried about. Giants are waiting for Judge. That's one team I'm worried about. They want the California boy back in California, man. It's like, all right, you had your fun, you had your time out in the Big Apple, the big market. All right, come back home. Giants want him back home. Don't be surprised if the Dodgers make a play. Dodgers keep their pocketbook open too. Hey, we seen the Padres keeping their pocketbook open, but I don't see the Padres making a play because you just made that trade for Juan Soto. He needs a contract. So, I don't see him leaving neither, Matt. But I'm just saying, you don't let him have an opportunity to leave. Even if you got to kidnap him and stuff him somewhere down in Yankee Stadium in a janitor closet, you make sure he doesn't get out of the Bronx. You just don't let him leave. You don't even let him imagine what free agency look like. You lock him in a broom closet and you feed a contract under the door and say, we'll give you your freedom once you sign the contract. You know what I'm saying? You don't do it. Like I said, the only way you don't keep people like Aaron Judge is if you just simply can't afford them. And that ain't the case. We know this ain't the case. Oh, come on, man. You already know Aaron Judge on the Dodgers, man. I'm telling you. The Giants and the Dodgers would be two teams I would look out for in Aaron Judge sweepstakes because they both have great markets out in California. Obviously, he's a California boy. The Dodgers will be closer to a World Series. So if he wants to ring chase real quick, he will be closer with the Dodgers. Just imagine him, Freddie Freeman, and Mookie Betts, Trey Turner. Come on. Bellinger, Seager. Hey, imagine that roster. Oh my gosh. That would be nice. That would be sick. That would be downright unfair and filthy. I mean, but hey. But this speaks to the bigger point on why you give MVP to most valuable players. I mean, this is why. This is why. He's valuable to the team. He's valuable to the league. Otani, I would be especially if Seager is gone. Okay, but still, Dodgers are loaded still. This is why if the writers give Otani the MVP, I'm gonna be so irritated, and especially if Aaron Judge gets that triple crown, I'm gonna be so irritated. Cause look, there's 15 games left, and the Angels been eliminated from playoff contention. You won't see no October play from Otani or Mike Trout or anything Angel-like. Like, stop giving MVPs to people who own teams are absolutely dookie with them and without them. If they just straight dookie, how is that valuable? Like, when I think of most valuable player is if you were missing off the lineup, we would be dookie. And with you in the lineup, we are championship material. That's value. There's value in that player because he moves the needle that much. Needle movers. Otani's not a needle mover. Otani is just a good baseball player. That's the situation he's in Anaheim. Being a good player on a crappy ass team. Dookie team. Complete team. It's just absolutely garbage. You don't see the Angels in postseason play. They don't never make it. And you supposedly have world-class talent on that team. Well, how does world-class talent not advance the team? So you just got a good player on a crappy-ass team. Stop giving people the MVPs that are on crappy-ass teams. Enough is enough, baseball writers. Don't do it no more. You did it last year because it was cute, because Otani's doing the whole Babe Ruth shit, the pitching and the hitting. Okay, cool. Now we got it. We get the point. We got it. That was your sentimental market chip MVP. Don't do it no more. Don't do it no more. You just can't. I don't know if I necessarily agree with that, and the only reason why I say I don't agree with it is because the Yankees happen to be in the playoffs more times than not with Aaron Judge. I'll say this: I don't think they always tend to fall a little bit short when it comes to playoff times. I mean, obviously, by Yankee standard, it's been far too long since the championship. 08, 09. So Yankees fans are waiting. They're waiting for a championship. I think what always gets in their way come playoff time is they usually run into a hot team. They run into the Astros more than once. And they run into teams that just go on epic runs during the playoffs. And, it sometimes, it's also because, in true Yankee form, it was been a trend lately the last few years. They usually go into the playoffs hurt. And hurt at key players. So that's always kind of been a downfall for them. But I get what you're saying, but I'm not ready to fall and rock with that true statement all the way. I just think, it's just circumstances happen sometimes, man. And sometimes, the Yankees kind of remind me. Y'all remember when the Clippers used Lob City, DeAndre Jordan, Blake Griffin, and CP3 had great, outstanding regular season, winning 55 plus games. And then next, playoff times, and one of the three are hurt. More than likely, it was either Blake Griffin or CP3. And then all of a sudden, they can't get out the first round. Sometimes I think it's just bad luck. And sometimes I think the Yankees kind of run into that same thing like the Clippers did when they had that squad. They just run into some bad fucking shitty luck. And it just happens like that sometimes. But yeah, man, we talked enough baseball. You know, I love you, Matt, but you know, it's football season. Y'all know what time it is, man. You know, I'm feeling a little parched. Let me wet the whistle real quick, y'all. You know, good old Daylo. Woo! Y'all know what it is. Y'all know what time it is. Because we need to have a little conversation. We need to have a little conversation. All right. All right, so do me a favor, y'all. And it's a shame that we talking about this subject matter again. It's a shame. It's a damn shame we're having this conversation again. Look at here. If you plan on at some point in time go to a sporting event, whether it's this year or the near future, do me a favor, y'all. Act accordingly. And what I mean is, yes, be a fan. Root for your team, cheer. But when people start getting the liquid courage, and what I mean by liquid courage, I mean you start drinking the brown, drinking the vodka, the tequila, the rum, the beer, the wine, and you get a little diarrhea of the mouth and start writing checks your ass can't cash. Then you are those type of people that should never go to any sporting event, and you need to watch from home. Because we're getting out of hand, y'all. In the NBA, you got fans targeting players, families, they mothers, children, wives, throwing popcorn at them, spitting at them. In Major League Baseball, you got people throwing stuff. You know, don't get accused for steroids. Throw needles on the field. Football, we had a couple of incidents this past week. One of them, you got Kyler Murray goes to the stands in Vegas after a comeback victory, walk-off fumble recovery touchdown in overtime. And he goes to celebrate with some Cardinals fans. And there's happened to be a few Raiders fans left. And one of the Raiders fans take a swipe at Kyler Murray. He's visibly upset, turns around to see what happens. There's been an investigation opened in Las Vegas. And I'm just thinking, like, why? What is your reason to swipe at Kyler Murray? You want your 5 seconds of fame, but you're gonna get it in a very negative way, because you're gonna get. There's an investigation over it, an assault investigation. And I know it seems like nothing, but still, it's behavior of people at these sporting events that are just getting out of damn control. Out of damn control for no damn reason. Either stop drinking the damn beer, the wine, the liquor, control your shit, or stay home. Because eventually, there's going to be some policies implemented, things are going to change, and they're going to make it that fans will, you're going to get in trouble. Because we got to remember, these are still people that we watch every Sunday, Monday, and Thursday, and play 162 games of baseball and play 82 games of basketball and 82 games of hockey. They're still people. No, I'm not surprised because it's Vegas, but still, we gotta act accordingly, people. So that incident happened in Vegas. Did y'all hear about the situation out in Cleveland? The owner of the Cleveland Browns, Mr. Haslam, gets hit with a bottle. A fan threw a bottle. All the cameras in the building, they spotted him, and they already identified him and booted him, and he can't come back into that Brown Stadium forever. Banned. But there's possible charges that could possibly be brought on him. And you know what? I get it. Mr. Haslam, owner of the team, a millionaire. He could let it slide. He could let it roll off. And treat it like it's nothing. And just say, oh, you know, fans just being fans, fanatics. But this is the one time that, you know, I'm in favor of real legal action. Because I enjoy going to sporting events, y'all. I do. For those who are in the I.O.W. Sports Network Facebook page, you saw I went to the Buffalo Kansas City playoff game last year. I enjoy going to sporting events. And yeah, I might do my chitter chatter, nothing too outrageous, because I don't want to offend nobody or start a fight, because I will end it. But I don't need that type of energy or be involved in such foolishness. Y'all see all this stuff on Facebook and Instagram of the fans fighting at sporting events? Hell, I don't even want to get to the point where you got the situation down in Texas in a youth football game where a coach gets killed. You don't think these situations will elevate to something of that magnitude? Because they will. And it has. Y'all remember back in the situation maybe about 10 years ago? Giants Dodgers. I believe there was a Giants fans that got stomped out in Dodger Stadium. And now he's paralyzed and put in a wheelchair for the rest of his life. Because I don't want these situations to elevate to that. It was like it was a plastic bottle. It wasn't a glass bottle. Most stadiums have gone away from the glass, for like beer and all that shit. They even go on a can or the plastic, but they definitely all gone away from the glass. And I get it, y'all. You can be a fanatic, be a fan. And in Mr. Haslam's case, him being the owner of the Browns, he was hit by a Browns fan. I guess he was a little upset that they blew the lead. But regardless of the situation and how you feel, how good or negative your team is performing, to lose all civilian behavior, it's a part that kills me. Because at the end of the day, how does your team winning or losing affect you to the point that you are putting people in harm's way? I don't get that. Alex, what's up, man? Lions offense looks really good. Wait till Jameson Williams comes back. How much will that help Goff? Oh yeah, it'll help big time. Yeah, he'll have a deep threat weapon, and a person that can take the top off. Hey, Lions look good, but y'all got a tough one. You got Minnesota coming off an embarrassing loss. Usually, 9 times out of 10, Kirk Cousins comes off a bad Monday night performance with a good performance. So I wouldn't be shocked if he. I'm not saying this, that you can't win, but when you get a Kirk Cousins off an embarrassing loss, he usually plays better the week later. So just be careful with Kirk Cousins, man. He might get you. He might get you. But if you was an owner, how would you stop that from a paying fan from acting up at the game? Policies, literally policies. And what it is a lot of these stadiums are reactive. They're not proactive to the behavior. I know the NFL kind of changed the rule that once the third quarter hits, they cut off all alcohol sales, which I know that they've done. But I think it needs to go a little bit further. And what it is when you bring in $16 billion, my thing is I wouldn't even be afraid to spend a little bit more on security. You know what I'm saying? Because think about it. And even that situation I talked about earlier where the Giants fan playing or watching baseball got beat up by the Dodgers. His family was able to sue the Dodgers for that situation, and they got a check. So if you're a franchise, you're an owner, one thing that I don't want to do is be liable for somebody being injured because we didn't control behavior or set the precedent of a safe environment. Because you do open yourself up for liability when behavior is allowed and not nipped in the butt. So I would just be more proactive with policies. I would definitely hire more security to spread throughout the stadium. To deter any type of bad behavior, and I would definitely start right there, and then if there's other things that I can think of off the top of my head, I would try to implement it and making sure that you're making it safe for people. You got to realize there's kids at these games, there's whole families at these games, but it gets disgusting when you see all these videos on Facebook and Instagram are just cannibalistic behavior, very caveman behavior, pretty much. And it's not just any and everybody or just one sport. It's just about every sporting event, just about every sports team. There's an incident. And I would just hate for any situation to go a little bit further when people are getting hurt, injured, and God forbid getting killed. Because we all love sports and we all want to enjoy them and we all want to root for our team. And yeah, we're all going to talk a little shit, talk a little smack talk, but let's make sure that there needs to be a line. There needs to be a point where you can just enjoy the sport, enjoy the camaraderie, and just have fun. I mean, hey, I've used a lot of sporting events as a date night. You know what I'm saying? Back in the days, So hey, this behavior is just getting a little ridiculous. So yeah, if the Lions beat the Vikings and Seahawks, I see playoffs. I'm not gonna say that the Lions can't make the playoffs. You play tough, you play hard, you play real hard, and sometimes that could take you a little bit far. It can. I've said 7 to 8 wins this year for Detroit. Obviously, if you win 3 wins, get 3 wins last year, you already got one. So in 1 month you can match last year's total. So I take that as a victory for sure. But no, let me see what y'all do with Minnesota and what y'all do with Green Bay. I'm not worried about Chicago for y'all. Let me see what Detroit does with that division. Especially with you guys going toe to toe with Philly, wouldn't go away. That speaks volumes. And I actually got to look at the rest of y'all schedule. But definitely within the division of the NFC North. Let me see what y'all do with Green Bay and Minnesota first. And let me see, because I think this is a litmus test for you guys on Sunday with the Vikings. Because I think the Vikings are actually a good team. Just a bad showing last night, Monday night. Kirk Cousins just, statistically just doesn't play good on Monday nights. And that was just another bad performance again on Monday night for him. But no, it's not far fetched. I think y'all definitely can hang in y'all division. Y'all not at the bottom of the division, and hell, anytime any team plays y'all, they're gonna get 60 minutes of hell. So that always counts for something too. But we'll see. We'll see. I've been giving a lot of love and a lot of praise to the Vikings this year, and hey, I hope they make they turn a lot of heads. I hope so. But if you look at the NFC in a whole, obviously, I say Tampa Bay looks good right now. Green Bay will eventually get it together. So will the Rams. San Francisco, hey, Jimmy G's back in the saddle. Jimmy G is back in the saddle. Hey, he looked extra pumped when he got back in that game. He looked a little excited that he was like back with the fellas. I mean, it sucks because very unfortunate circumstances on how he got in the game. But you saw he was like, oh yeah, I'm back in the huddle. I'm back in the saddle with my boys. So you don't be surprised that they make a nice little run. You know what I'm saying? So we'll see what happens. I feel you on that, but better make sure you give Jeff some help. You better bracket coverage Justin Jefferson. Unfortunately, Jeff Okuda is not Darius Slay. Darius Slay balled out last night. Played probably one of the best games of his life, and he balled. You know what I'm saying? And unfortunately, he doesn't wear Detroit uniform anymore. So I hate to say it, man. Jeff will need some help. He will need some help. That's for sure. Gonna need some help with Justin Jefferson. Better bracket that one. If you think you're gonna go 1-on-1 with him like Darius Slay and the Eagles did, I don't know. Matt Patricia fucked up a lot of shit. All right, obviously you know this, Alex. Yeah. And see, and that's the thing. When you try to recreate a dynasty that has been going on for 20 plus years in New England without the main ingredient, it tends to fail. Matt Patricia failed. Charlie Weiss failed. Romeo Crennel failed. The whole Houston Texans organization, for the most part, has failed because they like taking stuff from New England all the time. Bill O'Brien is the only exception of a disciple from the Bill Belichick tree that has some playoff experience, made some playoffs. Well, so did Josh McDaniels, but it happens all the time. It's when you try to recreate something from the Belichick tree, take a piece of it and think it's going to happen or work, it'll probably never will. Bill Belichick is the key ingredient to that whole thing. You can debate player wise but I'm talking about coaching wise. He was the key to all of that. And that's why now the second go around with Josh McDaniels in Las Vegas, and so far it just ain't quite. It's just not hitting like that right now. They're 0-2. They're in the hole in that going to be a very competitive division in the AFC West. They got. I think they're in a must win on week 3, going against Tennessee. I think they're dying for one. They need a win. 49ers players treated Jimmy G like family more than they did Trey Lance. I think it's just the fact that they've done a lot of winning with Jimmy G. They've done a Super Bowl appearance with Jimmy G. They've done an NFC Championship appearance last year with Jimmy G. They've seen a lot of success with Jimmy G. And it's hard to overlook that. Despite what management wants, despite what a management thinks, when you're the players, you're the ones that's in the trenches. You're like, hey, Jimmy's been to war with us, and we've gone to some very distinct wars. Super Bowl and NFC Championship. It's kind of hard to overlook that, and he's still in the building. It'd have been another thing if they had traded him away already, or he was in another uniform. It'd have been nothing to even think about. It really wouldn't. It wouldn't have been no issues. Wouldn't have been no media publicity. Wouldn't have been, probably wouldn't even been talked about. But the fact that he stayed in the building, it was kind of obvious, and it was the elephant in the room, even if he agreed to that backup contract. But since he did, it makes that front office look very genius. Makes him look very genius. Because of the unfortunate accident with Trey Lance, now you got a reliable backup. How great is that? I mean, with Jimmy G as your reliable backup, now he goes to starting role. You can't forget Nick Foles being a reliable backup in Philly, gets him to a Super Bowl after a great MVP performance by Carson Wentz, who can't seem to match that ever since. But Nick Foles steps in and carries the torch to a Super Bowl. First in the franchise history. Sometimes people downplay the importance of a backup. I mean, hello, look at Cleveland. Let's not say Jacoby Brissett is the person that's going to make sure that they win the games. How much you want to bet that in Cleveland, wish they would have had a better backup situation once Deshaun got suspended? Hey, having a backup quarterback that's reliable, that can play, NFL experience, it's nothing to sneeze at. It's very important. Most teams don't have a good backup like Jimmy G. Yeah, correct. There's a lot of franchises that if their starting quarterback goes down injured right now, man, they are fucked. They are in trouble. Might as well get ready for a top 10 pick. That's how serious it gets sometimes. And if you ain't got a reliable backup, man, you might as well pack it up for the season and see or definitely go see what you got. You're not gonna do a lot of winning. All right, y'all, man. That's the show, y'all, man. I appreciate y'all. coming in, chopping it up with your boy, as always, talking some sports. Hey, man, we going to be back tomorrow. Same 23rd hour, same Mar. Peace and love, folks. It's been real. Y'all going to have yourself a fantastic Wednesday.
Silent Hill TV, yes. Hitchhikers. Yeah, smoking so much dope, I'm seeing traces. Visual lasers load across the scene is dangerous. Aggressive like behavior. Couple monsters from my neighbors. Resisting human nature. Persistently getting greater. Blood chase like the Terminator. Fire up the green, I need it. Increase the dopamine. Feel better, so I kill better. Doped up for cocaine. Roaming like I never had a home, so I'm all alone. Smoking bones down the chromosomes till the filter's gone. Suffocating under heavy pressure. The signature marks are the cornerstone of a nigga that's ready to spark. Like the pathway through the treacherous, wonderful dark. Searching for a lost part, curators of a lost art. Desperately holding shit together until it falls apart. Blood stuck to pool in the water, just waiting on the sharks. Love is the deadliest game, but I'll just massacre your heart. Tearing at your body, wondering how did we start? Fuck man, I think a nigga about to spaz.